Well, I wanted to share some stuff just because I'm on this long trip anyway. I got like 45 minutes and this guy's not even has his lights. It's raining. He's in a white car. You can't see jack. And okay, never mind. We're not even gonna get on that rant. So I wanted to share because there is a guy, I would say client, but I don't have a client, so there's a guy, I assume it's a guy, actually it might be a girl. I'm actually 100% not sure. I don't even care. But reached out to me on Telegram and asked some beautiful questions, some very interesting questions, very like thought-provoking in regards to trying to go through this journey as a trader. And it's like, there's been leaps and bounds as well as hills and valleys all throughout these questions. The first question starts out with like asking, hey, can I recommend a trading course that they should go through from 0 to advanced? Like already, I'm already getting some red flags. 0 to advanced. I want to get as fast as possible, right? Like 0 to advanced. It's the quick rich scheme mentality that's there. I don't think, does anybody actually go to like a college and go, hey, can somebody show me where I can go to brain surgery? I want to go from 0 to advanced. Now, I don't mean to pick on this person, and I hope they don't see it as me picking on them, because the questions that they ask and the way that they've gone about it is they are bound to be successful if they just continue at it. Star, whoever you are, keep asking your questions. Keep searching for whatever it is you need in order to continue to move forward. But you aren't far off from like the rest of us and the rest of the journeys that we've all had to go through. 0 to advanced. Okay, there is none. Go ahead and just start with baby pips. There's plenty of courses online, but really you just need the foundation. Just start with the foundation. And that's basically what I said. I'm like, hey, yeah, go to baby pips. Start with something really, really simple. Just get the basics out of the way, and then from there you can start learning what it is you actually like, what actually speaks to you. Then we move on forward, saying, okay, completely new. There we go. Okay, the next one. I see some people who are completely new to trading, and they are just crushing it. Okay, that is going to crush you. Looking at anybody else's progress can be motivating. Majority of the time, it's not. Majority of the time, it's debilitating. You'll look, especially when you're first starting to learn out, and you take your losses, 1 or 2 or 7, depending on who you are, depending on you as a trader, depending on your trading style, your system may have you lose 7 times in a row. And you see somebody on Instagram, on Telegram, on Discord, on Facebook, on some place that has just been winning back to back. You don't even see any losses. And yeah, that'll make you question yourself. So, yes, encourage those who are doing well. Don't focus on them. Focus on yourself. The only way you're actually going to continue to make progress is to look in on yourself and go, am I making progress? A month ago, where was I at compared to a month now? Is there a difference? If there is, you're making progress. Cool. Continue chugging away. So, next question. Website, blah, blah, blah. Really cool. I saw a guy on Twitter. See, once again, we're back to this thing. I saw somebody on Twitter. He's making 7 million through meme coins. It's ridiculous. How do these people do it? I don't know. I frankly don't care. Neither should you, because that's a small percentage of people. The odds of you being in that small group of people that are going to make it just like that, very, very low, if they're real at all. Unfortunately, you have fakers. You have fakers just about in every niche and platform out there who pretend to be better than what they are. If you reflect on yourself and look at your own social media, how often do you post yourself just nasty waking up, slobber on the mouth? No, you wait until later on in the day when the sun's just right and you'll take a picture to show your family. All right? But we all know we don't flaunt everything. We just flaunt the best start of us for the most part. So watch out with that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it is ridiculous. If that was the norm, it wouldn't be ridiculous. So don't look at the ridiculous stuff and go, oh, I should be able to do that because it sounds normal. No, it's not. It's ridiculous. You already said it. Leave it alone. So I did the same thing. Unless they're showing it live trading or trading history, I'm not following. Like, sure, great. If you've done it, all greatness to you. I want to. If you're trying to promote me and get me to do it, saying that I can do it, show me how you've done it. I want to walk in your footsteps. I can't walk in your footsteps if you're not showing me how you got there. What good would some trillionaire's son be to be like, you could be just like me, look at all the money I got. Show me how you got that. Oh, your daddy gave it to you? Well, then I can't walk in your footsteps. It's outside of my ability to do so. Now, if there's some self-made trillionaire out there and they can say, hey, here is how I did it. Here are the steps that I took. And by all technicality, you should be able to make it too. Okay, now I have something I can work with. So this guy, $7 trillion in meme coins, I got nothing. Sure, maybe he did it. I don't know. Don't care. And unless he can actually show me how he did it and it actually like jives with me, I'm not doing it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. This one's legit. Different sources. Yes, you're right. Talk support and resistance in the context of meme coins. How much is okay. How much does any of this hold true to any particular asset? As far as what I've seen, through my experience, it holds true in just about every single asset I've ever come across. If there's a candlestick chart, then support and resistance as a technical trader, that tends to work. Some say, oh, you can't do it in cryptocurrency. Crypto is just too volatile. I'm sorry, I took up Solana just for my cousin because he was into some Solana stuff and I wanted to see if it would work. And sadly, Solana has been my best performing as far as trading not experience, but like I think I've lost 2 trades in Solana out of the 14 that I've taken. All of them have just been patient, like, hey, I'm waiting for this. If this sets up, I'll get in, and then I'm gonna ride it to next point. And every single one of that has been on key consistent. Now, it's probably been a really great thing that most cryptocurrencies at this point in time have been straight bullish. And so because I can only buy at, I think I'm a Coinbase is where we're using Solana. I can only buy. I can't short Coinbase, or I can't short through Coinbase. So I'm only buying anyway. So maybe that's attested to the success in that. But regardless, it's worked. And I'm still waiting. Like, it looks like everything's sort of fizzling out where it's at. But there's a particular level I'm waiting to buy in at Solana at. It's just a little test account. It grew from $10. I'm at like $48. Okay. It's nothing big, but it has proven to me. It has proven to me that it works. And that's the key takeaway from every single bit of everything that you may ever come across is, sure, find something that speaks to you, that resonates with you, and go test it out. Prove it or disprove it to yourself that it will work or will not work for you. Simple as that. So, and I told him here, I did Solana in a similar fashion. I've tracked Bitcoin in a similar fashion. And I don't do Bitcoin, but I mean, I've tracked it for other people, and it's like, yeah, it should work. The key is experience. You got to get to the charts. You got to be consistent. You got to watch the chart. You got to be on the charts for a little while. You got to learn this feel. You got to learn what it feels like to be on there. Think of taking all of this knowledge. It doesn't matter which guru, which course, which free stuff, wherever you go and get your knowledge, it means absolutely nothing if you do not apply it. You can have the head knowledge on how to ride a bike, but until you actually get out there and start working your feet and your hands together and your eyes together and your own balance to balance yourself, you're not going to get anywhere. Head knowledge is only going to get you so far, which is pretty much nowhere when it comes to actually riding a bike. You can actually have no head knowledge on how riding a bike actually works and just hop on a bike and start learning how that. So it's like there's many different ways to approach it. You don't want to get caught up in trying to figure out what is the perfect way. There is no perfect way. There's a way that's going to work for you, and there's a couple ways that won't. What is the I was going to say Einstein. It wasn't Einstein. It was Edison. And I don't know whether it's true or not, but it just rings true as far as the process. It said Edison took 1,001 times to come through the filament in order to make the perfect filament for an incandescent light bulb. And when asked, what does he think about the other 1,000 failures that he did before he finally figured it out? Edison was like, I didn't fail. I learned 1,000 other ways how not to make a filament for a light bulb. That is the same process. There are so many, and I'll talk about it later on, because this is one of those aha moments that Starr got to, and it's like, yeah, that's it. That is it. There's so many different ways in trading to be successful, but not every single one works for every single person. So you need to find what works for you. And if you're really, really dedicated, I think you'll make it. There are some people out there that are like, nah, some people just don't have the whatever, the personality, the risk structure, the risk tolerance. I think if you are driven to make this work, you will find a way to make it work for you. They may look at you and go, yeah, you just weren't tolerant. You didn't have the discipline for this risk tolerance, which may be actually 100% accurate. But you might have found a different risk structure that made it work for you. You won't know that until you actually get into it, though. So having the head knowledge means nothing. If you know what martingale is, and you're like, yeah, I mean, by all technicality, I can make martingale work, but you don't actually apply it to see if you can make it work, it means nothing. The experience needs to be the key driving factor in your journey. And if you are not looking to get that experience, you're not going to be successful. So I'm sorry, if you are all about trying to gather as much knowledge as possible, but not actually implementing any of it in a consistent manner on the charts, you're going to fail. And you have nobody to blame but yourself. So suck it up. So next thing, he's like, right there, been studying. So here we go. I've been studying. Hey, by the way, are there really traders who have like an 89% win rate? Once again, it's the same highs and lows that us on a trading journey we've been through. I'm studying, here's what I'm studying and everything. You know what? Somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that Starr is going through and is maybe only scratching like a 50% win rate, 40%, 30%. It's low. But they have seen people who have boasted 80, 90% win rates. Do they exist? Possibly. Probably. Is Starr probably one of them? No, because if Starr was one of them, he wouldn't be asking, Starr wouldn't be asking this question right here, if Starr was one of them. But the idea being, I am doing this, and I see other people doing so much better. Is it true that they're doing better? Yeah. What has that got to do with you? Nothing. All right? It has absolutely nothing to do with you. And what is that metric even based off of? 80, 90% win rate. Once again, if I look at Solana, I have like an 89% win rate. On Solana, you toss me over to like Euro GBP over the last month, and I think I'm down to like 20%. Euro GBP has not been nice to me. So it's like, what are we basing this metric on? Does that metric even mean anything? In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything. Not unless it means something to you by your own definition, by your own, you are rating and evaluating yourself, and you're doing it honestly and accurately. Then that percentage might mean something. But to look at somebody else and say, hey, yeah, I have an 80% win rate, that's great. How did you come to that percentage? Show me the numbers. I don't have that little show me the numbers thing or show me the money thing, but you know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you don't. I'm actually not even sure what I'm 100% talking about. So, yep, I'm trying to get her, Starr, to get out of the mindset of just looking at other people, seeing how they've made it. We have plenty of people on social media, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. They are, here is my Porsche, here is my house, here's my fancy car, I'm flying on the plane, I got bucket loads of money just sitting on the coffee table, I'm actually using some to wipe my armpits because it stinks right now. Like, okay, Yeah, that means show me, can I do this? How did you get there? You have so many people showing you the end result, they never show you the actual journey to get there. Now, there are some people, I want to be one of them. I driving a Honda HRV on the way up to go to an x-ray in a completely different city while it's raining, recording on my phone, no high-tech anything. I'm using the BeFake AI app as my video whatever, screen recording. Like, I ain't got money. I mean, I have some money, but I don't have a lot of money. But what I do have is experience now. I have knowledge that I want to share with others so that hopefully they can get the experience. Because I don't think it's impossible. I actually think it's very, very possible if it's in the right mindset and context. That's key. That I like. The guys that I've been following in order to learn this trade, context is key. Context is key. Not only in your trading, but it's in life as well. If you are in this trading journey and you need it, it is like you just got fired from your job, you need to make next month's rent, and you have $1,000 left, and you want to make trading work. I'm pretty sure you're in the wrong context. Your life is in the wrong context right now to make this work. There is way too much external pressure for you to jump into something and be successful. The equivalent that I would say is very much that of some sort of doctor surgery sort of thing. You are not going to be able to jump in the next month and all of a sudden become a really successful dentist, a really successful knee surgeon, it's the likelihood of that happening is very, very small. This is no different. As much as you got to get that promotion mentality, get rich quick scheme thing out of your head. This is work. It takes work, it takes failure, and it takes discipline and determination to continue going. Unfortunately, it's so rainy out there and I can't trust everybody to have their lights on that I really got to be careful when I switch lanes. It's rough. It's a rough journey. I've been on this journey since 2018. I am successful and I consider myself successful. Not to like toot my own horn, but I did pass the TradingView leap competition. I made my 1%. I got a free month of TradingView because I passed it. So I have that shared someplace on my Telegram and whatnot. I made more than 1%. You're like, okay, well, what is 1%? $250,000 account, 1% is $2,500. What did I do to do that? Not much, actually. I mean, given everything that has gone on for the last part of March, I was on vacation with my wife, going to see my grandson for his first birthday, and so I didn't trade then. And then at the very tail end of March, my uncle passed away, and so I was with family throughout all that. And so for 2 weeks I traded and made 1%. It's nothing to shake a stick at, because it didn't take long for me to make that 1%. All right, somewhere in the midst of that, I lost everything. Well, I didn't lose everything. It only recorded like 18 minutes of it. So I think this is roughly where it ended. I was talking about making 1% on the challenge, and just I don't know from there. But I don't know if I said it already, so I might repeat something, but it's hard to unsee. Yes, once you start looking at everybody and seeing how successful they are, or blah, 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 it is hard to unsee. Your dedication and determination, your discipline needs to be stronger than your temptation is to see them, to want to be like them, to look at your own success and find out that it's not enough. You have to watch out for that. So, hopefully you can work to ignore that, tune that out, and keep it going. So, message him April April 2nd, asking, hey, how's everything going? Making losses but learning, that is great. Start messing up. Fees ate up profits, made 5-10%. 5-10% is not bad. Once again, the whole percentage thing, don't exactly buy into that, because depending on which chunk of whatever, you can make percentages seem whatever. So it's like, whatever. And I mean, in the grand scheme of thing, made 5-10%, but here the little output says it's 300%. So it's like, really, what is a percentage? You need to be able to assess your progress based upon previous progress. That way you can actually keep a track. And then, it's an honest assessment. You really have to be honest with yourself to be like, yeah, am I making progress? And if not, what is holding me up from making progress? Sometimes we don't like the answer to that question, what is holding me up? Because generally that's us. There's something in us that we aren't doing that we know we should be doing. So watch out for that. Don't know about this, blah, blah, blah. Learned a lot about the platform. That's cool. Never used the platform. I've only used like Coinbase, CoinEx, and Oanda. I have done Coinbase for the Solana stuff that I've played on. The CoinEx is what I currently use right now in regards to growing my accounts. Oanda I've used as well. That was my first part of my journey when I first started and I wanted to trade directly through TradingView. Oanda has a little bit higher spreads and everything, and because of the low trading capital I was working with, it gave you almost no leeway for anything. So I moved away from Oanda and went with CoinEx instead. And so I've been with CoinEx ever since. Not saying that I'm promoting them or anything like that. I have heard, success with them from other people who have both deposited and withdrawn, and there's no problems. But, somebody might have had an issue with them, so I don't know. So here we go. We go back into this hills and valleys journey. It says, by the way, I'm curious. Are indicators useless in trading? Is support, resistance, and trend lines more than enough to make it in the field of trading by being a profitable trader? The right context to the right person, the right time. Indicators are not useless in trading. Support and resistance not useless. Trend lines aren't useless. Price action. None of it is useless. It all is a matter of, is it right for you? And so to talk about the things here. So I'm talking about, wow, I didn't realize I mistyped there. So indicators not useless. It's right person, right context. Support and resistance, trend line, more than enough to make it a profitable trader if it's the right person. But you got to try out at some point in time. Everything can work. That is I think majority of traders will agree. Everything can work for anybody, but everything might not work for everybody. There are some hardcore traders out there that's like, no, only this, only support and resistance, only supply and demand, only order blocks, only trend lines, only price action. If you look holistically, though, there are many people out there who've made it work without it. And so, looking at Tori Trades, she uses just trend lines and support and resistance. It says porn resistance. I don't know. Maybe that's a new form. But when I first started, I started with Break the Cycle FX with Deontay Section. He was very indicator based. Actually, no, when I first started, it was with IML. iMarkets Live, Smart Money. I was like, okay, I want to learn this thing. Somebody was like, hey, come on over to IML. I'm like, okay, cool. I pay my little fee, my entrance, whatever, get in. And before I even got to learn anything, they were pretty much like, hey, go get friends and family to join this as well. I'm like, I don't even know if this works. How can I sell this to my friends and family and say that it works when I don't even know? So I didn't like that very much. But in the process, I met Deontay Section, who runs Break the Cycle FX. As far as I remember, very, very indicator based, very indicator based, but it works. He makes it work, as well as there's many other people in there that make it work for him. It was not working for me. I like the idea of some indicators because it makes it easily visual to see some stuff. I like the rules, the sort of rules that were set in place. There was still some experience / intuition that was in it, and I was like, I really wish I could make this like very rigid. I want to get as much as me out of it as possible. And so I moved on to the trading channel with Steven. And from the start there, it seemed like that was it. That was like, it was very rules based. It was very structured. and I liked it, loved it, back tested and did really well with that and all this other stuff. And I was even setting up some like algos and some things like that. I had scripted my own alert system and everything like that. But I just couldn't, for some reason, make it work. I think I was using Oanda at the time, so I had a really low starting balance, and then the fees were just eating into all of my profits. And it's like it seemed like I would make it, but one loss would wipe out a lot of stuff because I would only make it so much because the fees were eating away with it. But when I lost everything. You know, I lost the full thing plus the fees, and it was like I couldn't get beyond that. And then a little bit more digging, and I'm like, well, there actually is still some experience and intuition that comes along with taking trades. Just because it sets up by your rules doesn't necessarily mean you must always take it. And so I was like, okay, so I guess I need to lean away from that a little bit. Around that point in time, I moved to Nick Sean and Rox FX. So Nick Sean with Mission FX and Rox with Rox FX, I think that's all it is. Both of those were roughly the same. They were talking about keeping things simple, watching out for your risk before reward. The edge for Nick was more about the experience. The edge for Rox was experience as well as your risk to reward ratio, because he was going for like 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, things of that nature. Something that would break you beyond if you had a 50% win rate, but a higher risk to reward platform, then you would be profitable in the long run. And so I gravitated to both of those. And I really love them both, and I think those are the two that I stick with as of right now. Tori Trades, I have been following her just because I like her openness. I like her, what she seems to be presenting out there as far as being a transparent trader. When it comes to transparent traders, the two that I know off the bat that I've seen results from as far as exposing what they are doing and how they do it and everything like that for scrutiny, public scrutiny, that would be Nick Sean and Tori from Tori Trades. Those are the two that I'll be like, yeah, they put their money where their mouth is and show it out. Everything's out there. So I want to be one of those. I want to be one that shows the journey, because like right now everything's out there for them, but you don't have a lot of here was my journey to get there. And so I'm trying to just track all that, even through the bumps and the whatever thing like that, and just throw it all out there. I don't have a course, I don't have a mentorship. I fully believe there's plenty of stuff out there. I just want to help wherever I can. If I can help, then I'll help. If I can't, then I can't. And some of my experience, some of my advice may not help you. Once again, the right person, right context, in the right time of life. That's also another key feature. If you are at this point in time trying to make this work for you, and you have $100 to your name, rent's due next month, you just got laid off from work, and you want to make this work for you, I'm sorry, you are probably not in the right place in your life right now to make this work for you. That is way too much pressure. Don't do it. Nowhere do I don't see anybody being like, hey, I want to be a brain surgeon in a week. I need it in a week. I need to be successful at that. No, it takes time. This takes time as well. It is a skill set that needs to be evolved over time, and it's very, very personal. It applies to you. There's going to be reasons why I look at a particular trade, and it may fit every bit of what I generally get into, but for some reason, I'm like, this is just not the time. So you got to be aware of that. You have to be. You have to know that. But that only comes with experience. That can't be taught. So yeah. Do make sure that if this is the right time for you, then you can move to right context in the right person. Find somebody out there who has an explanation on. It's an explanation that you understand and you can apply. Gravitate to them. Stay away from the flashiness of the lifestyle. Stay away from the money and the finances and the bling and the whatever. The education. You need to look at the education. Does the education speak to you? If it does, stick with them, and stick with them solely for about a month and a half, 2 months. I would probably say like 4. Like, stick with them for 4 months. In that process, you should be applying whatever they're teaching you, the things that you grasp and everything like that, and just solely applying that to yourself so you can get the experience. And then at some point in time, you are going to, yes, you're still going to follow them, but you're not going to follow them as closely as you do. I follow Rox and Nix. I really, really love them as teachers and mentors. They're great. I don't follow them as closely in my own trading, though. Why? Because I've gotten to a point now where I've deviated. And both of them would be like, yes, that is the goal. That's the point. The point is for you to become your own self-sustaining trader so that you can look at your system, you take the trades that you need to trade, you know why you took the trades you need to trade, and then when things fail, you know how to optimize. When things succeed, you know that you're doing good. When you make a stupid mistake, you can call yourself out on it because you've just matured and you continuously mature, and it's an ever-evolving system. Like, I'll continue to hopefully get better and better. And so like the 1% at the competition for TradingView that I took, like hopefully I'll be able to move that into, I don't know, a weekly stance where I can make 1% a week. Yeah, that's great. That's 4% a month. What is that, 48% a year? That's phenomenal. It's really, but it's a process. It's my own progress though. And so some might look and go, okay, yeah, you only made 1%. Sure. But I was consistent for that entire month and made 1%. That's a big step from where I was 6 years ago. That entire month of trading that account was very, very easy to place those trades and let them work their way out and everything like that. It was very easy. It was 6 years of that experience in it that allowed me to get to a point where it was like, yeah, okay, I see a setup, I'm going to take it. Simple as that. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Move on to the next one. I want to share my experience. I want to share the education that I have, the aha moments that I get. They might not all work out for you. Star reached out to me. You know, if anybody wants to reach out to me, if I can help you, I'll help you. If I can't, I can't. If I give you advice and you say, no, that won't work, I'm probably going to question you why. And if you don't have a solid reason on why it won't work, well, then I might call you out and be like, no, you're just not willing to try, which is okay. You know, you're just not in the right time for you to move into what you need to do in order to move forward. Because a lot of the same steps to get us from point A to point B are roughly the same. No matter if you're a trendline trader, support and resistance, supply, demand, order block, indicators, straight up price action, whatever it is, there's a set of disciplinary steps we need to take in order to get there. And we have to be willing to do that. The bike riding example. Some people can just hop on a bike and go. Like they learn through that experience of falling down, getting back up, and trying it out again. Others people's need to know how it works. How does the bike even, like, why it makes the wheels spin? Why is there's chains and everything like that. Okay, some people need to know that. Others have to start on a scooter first. You know, they got to start with their balance there. Others need to get on one of those little Strider things, the one that don't even have pedals, and you just push yourself and balance yourself before they can get on a bike. As long as the end result is you're riding a bike later on, I don't care what the steps are to get you there. But when somebody points out a step of, hey, you might want to try this, and you're not willing to try it, and you have no valid reason on why you won't try it, well, then you might not really want to get to the end result. You're lost. You're asking for assistance. Assistance is given to you, and you don't want to take it. That's no longer on me. That's on you. So, I hope everything works out for everybody. Once again, reach out. If you need something, by all means. I have a Telegram. I throw some stuff in there all the time. I have a Discord. We talk from time to time in there. That's just usually an easier way to also ask questions, everything like that. This Star person reached out on Telegram. I happen to be in the moment where I could respond, and we've been responding ever since. Star has had an aha moment. It's not the method. It's the way that they are using, their way of seeing things by using the method. Nice little aha moment. The aha moment really doesn't make anything unless Star actually applies it to themselves. To realize it's not the method. Don't really worry about the method. Get used to seeing things with whatever method you're using. If you continue hopping around methods, though, you're not going to make it. So, stick with something. Find somebody who speaks out to you. Doesn't matter who it is. Stick with them. Generally, you don't even need to buy any courses. I know some of them might be like upset about that. But if chances are, if they're out there promoting their stuff on like YouTube and Telegram and Instagram and stuff like that, they've already given you a lot of what you need just for free. It's up to you now to start actually applying it. So that's what I'm saying. Find somebody who makes it make sense to you. Don't look at the lifestyle. Don't look at the fancy cars and everything like that. Ooh, I want to do that. Let me see if I can make indicators work when it looks like nothing but a jumbled mess and what they speak to you is Greek. That's not the person you want to follow. The lifestyle will come eventually. Don't worry about that. Get the process down. Find somebody that speaks to you. We'll go from there. All right. Be blessed. I'm out. Bye.